Powered by Riverside.
Welcome to Dingers and Dashers. My name is Josh alongside my co-host Adam. It's a great day to talk all things Caps and Nats. Let's get right into it. And Adam, our Caps just minutes ago have beat the New York Rangers. Amazing news. That's the way I want to go into the new year. What do we see in that game?
Oh yeah, Josh. Love to end the year on that note. Wow, what a game for the Washington Capitals. Tom Wilson had 2 goals, had an assist, had a fight. What a game from them.
Yeah, Gordie Howe hat trick for Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson scored his 200th career goal this afternoon, and he also scored his 20th of the season, which is the fastest mark he's ever gotten to 20 goals this season. So incredible work out of Wilson today. He had a fight, he had big hits, he had an assist, he had 2 goals. I mean, that's everything and more that you're going to ask for out of an alternate captain and out of the newest member of Team Canada.
Oh yeah. Can we talk about that for a little bit? Logan Thompson and Tom Wilson enter the Team Canada chat. Welcome, guys. I mean, I'm not rooting for Team Canada. I know Josh isn't either. I mean, we're both going to root for Team USA, but it's great to have them. It's great to have last year I was rooting for USA, but it was really sad to see them not in the Four Nations tournament and nowhere to watch them. And it was like there's no Capitals. Like what? It's ridiculous. And now having these guys in the Olympics, hopefully we see a little bit more. We see Jacob Chychrun and John Carlson possibly being announced to Team USA. Maybe Rasmus Sandin. Those are all question marks on the defensive side. But it's great to have Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson in there.
Yeah, so Chychrun is actually born in Florida, but he's whatever like the way it shakes out, he would have been on Team.
Is he Team Canada?
He would have been on Team Canada. So that's a little bit of a snub there. The league's leading scoring defenseman. So I'm not saying he automatically deserves a spot. I just would have liked to hear a little bit more conversation around his game because he's such a playmaker out there in the ice, and he does so much. And unfortunately, also John Carlson for Team USA, he wasn't part of the preliminary drug testing, and so that might kind of hint towards the fact that he might not make it to Team USA either. But either way, this is the first time in Capitals history that 2 of their players are making it on to Team Canada. We're so happy for LT and Wilson, and they're going to represent us so well too as members of Team Canada. People maybe don't have DC exactly the Caps on their radar right now throughout a couple recent struggles, and coming into the season, they also just thought the Caps were going to regress heavily this year. But this tournament's an opportunity for them to put the Caps back on the map and show everyone like we have amazing talent in DC. We're legitimate threats to the Stanley Cup this year.
Yeah, Josh, and I want to say Tom Wilson, so deserving. I know a lot of people are arguing, what does he really do? It's Tom Wilson. You got to put a goal scorer. You got to get Connor Bedard in there. Bedard did not make the roster, and I'm actually gonna have to agree with the Canada selection committee. They really rely on physicality. They go with veteran presence. They want somebody who's played in games like these, who knows what it really means to be a Team Canada player. Tom Wilson hasn't really been a Team Canada player yet, but he's played with all these guys. He's had this physical notch, and you need somebody. They didn't. I don't think they took Sam Bennett, somebody in the Four Nations tournament who went up against the Tkachuk brothers in those in the fights. And you need somebody physical. You need somebody physical. You need somebody who's going to bring the enforcer type. And you have Tom Wilson, who scored 18 goals and 17 assists this year. Actually, adding to that, 20 goals now, right? Did he hit the 20-goal mark?
And another assist today as well.
Another assist. So you have such a great presence in Tom Wilson, physicality and goal scoring, assist wise, and just flat out playing wise. And then you got Logan Thompson, who has an ability to start for Team Canada.
Because those Tkachuk brothers too for Team USA. I mean, the USA roster drops on January 2nd, but at the same time, we know the Tkachuks are probably going to be on that roster, and that's almost a guarantee. And so Team Canada needs someone who can step to the Tkachuk brothers. Like last year, Matthew Tkachuk, Brady Tkachuk, fighting all the stuff Sam Bennett steps to them. Sam Bennett's not on that roster. You level up from Sam Bennett with Tom Wilson because Tom Wilson's going to bring that physicality. He could probably beat a Tkachuk in a fight. and also he can then go score a goal. Like today, Wilson
Fight today.
levels. Yeah, I mean Wilson today. I mean, there's that fight. I forget the guy on the Rangers who dropped the gloves with him. That was never really going to be like a we hate each other fight. That was kind of just sticking up for a hurt teammate. But Wilson goes in there, throws a huge hit, all of a sudden gets back to the front of the ice, takes a hit, and then scores a goal. And all of a sudden it's like, whoa, this guy just did everything. He's not a Rempe type in that he'll just hit. He's not Ethan Frank type like he'll just score. He's going to do it all. And I want to hear from people in the chat. It looks like we have 9 people in with us today. We're doing a live stream episode again today. We loved hearing from you guys last week. So just throw in the chat who's here, what your thoughts are on the Caps today. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, you can just throw in a New Year's resolution, throw in anything. We'd love to see who's with us right now. And while you guys do that, we're going to talk a little bit about Anthony Beauvillier. Now, last year, series against the Canadiens in the first round of the playoffs, he's everywhere. And all of a sudden, Beauvillier is on every Caps fan's radar. Oh, my God, this guy's so good. He seems to be everywhere on the ice. And then all of a sudden, we get to this season, and he doesn't produce at the level that he showed us he would be capable of producing last year. And so all of a sudden, the question becomes, is this a guy we're trying to flip now? Is this a guy who's really part of the big picture? But today, Anthony Beauvillier was amazing. He scored a great first goal for the Caps this afternoon. But he and Ryan Leonard actually showed a ton of chemistry. And Adam, go into kind of what that can mean for the Caps moving forward. What that great chemistry among two young guys can do.
I'm actually kind of shocked at what you just said. You were saying that people were surprised by Anthony Beauvillier hasn't been performing. From what I've seen, he's been playing with the top guys. Has had great chemistry with Alex Ovechkin and Dylan Strome, and with Ryan Leonard. These young guys. He's just an all-around team player. He goes in the forecheck, he goes in the back check. He makes great passes. He's a scrappy guy. He can score when we need it. I haven't seen anything bad about him. I mean, the Caps as a whole haven't been performing as well as they've wanted to the past couple games. But Anthony Beauvillier has been outstanding, I thought, this year. So I'm a little shocked to hear that. I do not think we should trade him. I remember Anthony Beauvillier with the Islanders, really underrated guy. He's always been underrated. Nobody really talks about Anthony Beauvillier. He gets that guy who's like just below the top tier guys, a little bit above the scrappy third, fourth liners. So he goes in that range that people don't really talk about, the second, third line mix. But he's a really great player in New York, and the Caps got a steal out of him in that trade.
Yeah, definitely. Let's shift our attention back to the Olympics. Ethan Rabinovich in the chat dropping in that IIHF refs, the Olympic refs, are much more whistle happy than the NHL refs. So Wilson's going to get a ton of penalties and drag Canada down if they're always on the kill. Here's the thing, right? Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen.
That's not what he does either. He doesn't just rack up random penalties.
That's true. He is smart about what he does, and he's leveled up his game over the last couple of years. I will say this. Look, will Wilson probably take a penalty in the Olympics? Yes. It's going to be physical. It's going to be aggressive. He's going to go when they play the USA. There's a lot of heated rivalry there, and then they're also going to be going up against the Kachuk brothers, all these other people who are really strong physical presences. But at the same time, it's old news to just say, oh, all Wilson does is take penalties, because that's not what he does. He scores goals. He makes big plays happen. And sure, when you're an effective player and you make big plays happen, a byproduct of that will be occasional trips to the penalty box. But we're acting like going to the penalty box just means you're an awful team player. No, everyone goes to the penalty box. So I'm kind of sick and tired of hearing, and we'll see after the Olympics, obviously, what happens with Wilson penalty box-wise. But I'm a little bit sick and tired of hearing all this. All Wilson does is play dirty. All he does is do nothing, because you're just ignoring actual facts at that point. And you're just saying, oh, no, Wilson's just bad. No, he's not. He's a really good player, and I'm a little bit tired of this. Whole all Wilson does is drag the team down.
I'm so tired of it. Enough with this. Enough. Tom Wilson, watch the Capitals. Watch Tom Wilson if you want to make these arguments. Ethan Rabinovich 7589. Watch the Capitals, and before you start making all these, I thought myself, before you start making all these claims again. You were in the chat last live stream dumping on Tom Wilson. You called me after it dumping on Tom Wilson. You want to dump on Tom Wilson, you got to watch Tom Wilson and then tell us about it. Give us real facts. But this is ridiculous, this Tom Wilson hate. Watch him. Everybody, all these people who are saying all he does is get penalties, all he does is fight people. That's not what he does, guys. Come on.
I understand why it might be easy to believe it, but it's not true. Let's flip on over to just what we've seen from the Caps in general. I've been a little bit scared the last week. We've had some bad losses this past week. We've had some. We'll start with the game against the Rangers. We're gonna start. Noah Lobo says, "Nice catch."
I wasn't
gonna
say anything, guys.
He wasn't going to say anything. He was going to say flipping, if anything. But
course.
the Caps had some tough games this week. I was at the Rangers game last Tuesday. We already talked about it, but where they collapsed with 5 unanswered in the third period. That was awful. I was hoping they get back on track. They beat the Devils. They lose to the Panthers. All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, we're back into wishy-washy hockey. But today, the Caps, it wasn't just about getting a win. It's how they won. They skated as a five-man unit across the ice for all 3 periods. They never looked out of sync. The most out of sync they honestly looked was on a power play. And the power plays are an issue for the Caps. But 5-on-5, they were amazing. They were consistent, and they didn't give the Rangers any space to capitalize on mistakes because there weren't any mistakes.
Yeah, I'm happy to have. I just want to say something about the power play. Happy to have Ryan Leonard back on that power play.
Yes.
Struggled a little bit since he left for a leap of injury for his injury. But he's been back, trying to get back in the loop of things. But their power play looked a little bit better, right? You could see the passing going. It's gonna take a minute to get back to where they were before. At the beginning of the season, awful stretch, couldn't score in the power play. Then they had a little stretch where power play was dangerous, and then he gets hurt. Power play because it was all about. 2 defenders on the power play. We talked about this on our podcast. You put in another forward, you're gonna have some success. That's what they did. He left, less success than we did. Try to have Ethan Frank play a little bit. We went with other guys, but I think we're gonna get right back to it, and the power play won't be an issue anymore.
Yeah, it's tough. Ethan Rabinovich back in the chat with the Rage Bait today. He said, helps when you play a backup goalie, ... Again, Caps can't beat a starter. All right. Jonathan Quick, he's old, he's a goalie. His goals against average is under 2, and his save percentage is like over 920 on the season. So, sure, he's maybe Shesterkin's backup, one of the best goalies in the league, but this is by no means a small feat. Jonathan Quick is having an amazing season this year. He's making a lot of big saves. The Caps, if you watched what happened in the game, they simply made a lot of great plays happen. And it wasn't just the goal scoring that was good. They were good everywhere on the ice today. They had a strong PK. They were physical. They were winning the 50-50 battles. They were moving through the neutral zone really well. And they weren't giving up many breakaway opportunities. So, sure, stat sheet, Caps beat a backup goalie. You watch the game and you look at the underlying metrics from that goalie. He's a really good goalie, and I do. By the way, Ethan, I do love the interaction and stuff. I'm just challenging some of the opinions that you bring, and I'm sure Adam would probably agree.
Yeah, but I wanted to say something. Is the goalie the only person on the team? I've got this many times.
No.
People saying you can't beat a starting goalie, and you're only beating backups. People say this all the time about random teams, random things, but the goalie is all that matters. The defense, the forwards, everything on the team. And I think a lot of the reason that the Caps have given up goals, or the reason the other teams have given up goals, is the defensemen. The Caps, I seem to think the past couple of games, the past week or so, past 2 weeks, we're giving up a lot of goals. We're giving up 3 or 4 a game, and that's after we're scoring like 4 or 5. When we win, we've been winning big. We beat the Devils 4-3 in overtime. We lost the Panthers 5-3, and then we just beat the Rangers 6-3. So we gave up 3, 5, 3 in the past 3 games, and we won 2 out of 3 of those games.
Yeah,
I think I don't think it has so much to do with the goaltending. It's got a lot to do with the defensemen and it's just the way the Caps are playing.
Yeah, all of that is honestly true, and I think that the biggest thing to remember too is that this isn't the Caps playing like a bunch of bums who've never played hockey before. We're in the NHL, right? And a good goalie, sure, they matter a lot. And I'm not saying that like, oh, the goalie doesn't matter at all. The goalie plays a factor, but when you're playing good goalies and you're still scoring on them, like it also factors into the Caps are beating the entire team. And we're gonna move on from this matter, but great goaltending is important. Jonathan Quick is a great goaltender. The Caps beat him. And for what it's worth, the Caps also have their backup goalie in today. LT starting tomorrow in Calgary.
Yeah, big game. It's gonna be a fun one.
It's gonna be a big game. But I really don't buy the whole they can't beat a starter. They can't beat a starter because they do beat starters.
And Josh, the Capitals right now are sitting fine and tight right now in the playoff picture.
I would not say fine and tight.
I think third in the Metropolitan right now as we end off the new year, as we end off 2025. Capitals, I think, will be happy with where they are. Every team's going to struggle. Every team's going to have their struggles in the season. It's great to see that the struggles are coming earlier in the year. Hopefully, we can kick back from that. I think the Caps right now have been kicking back from a big losing stretch. Just won two of our last three. I want to see them enter in the new year with that same energy that they had today.
Yeah, it's been a bad stretch, and I'm hoping we're kind of pulling out of that stretch now, and it's going to be telling how the next couple games go. The Caps are right now in the midst of I think it's 22 games in 41 nights, and that's the bulk of the season right there. And in a Metro division that's so tight right now, a Metro division that is separated by the bottom team is 4 points away, or like 2 wins away from being on top right now. I think that's pretty telling as to how close it's going to be and how important this stretch is going to be. But as we move into the new year, Adam, what would you say the Caps' New Year's resolution should be?
Yeah, something that I said earlier. I think fix the defensive problem, play more fine, tight hockey. I think the Capitals are have been scoring goals at a high level right now, but what they haven't been able to do is control their own blue line. They're not able to. You saw it in this Rangers game a couple of times. They weren't able to clear the puck. The Rangers had a lot of cycling, just keeping it in 2-minute shifts in our own zone. That's got to stop, and I think that's something that the Capitals will look forward to changing in the new year. That's our New Year's resolution: get the puck out of the zone.
And I'm gonna say that something that I would like to see from the Capitals moving forward is the 5-on-5's there, but the special teams isn't. And a team that can't score on a power play doesn't win a Stanley Cup, and they don't go far in the playoffs, right? So I think that if they can handle the power plays and they can get the PK back up to an 80-90% like it was last year, the Caps can be so much more of a stifling team. Because right now the Caps, they play hard, they draw penalties, but penalties don't get you anywhere if you're giving up more opportunities on your power play than you're creating. So yeah, we're hoping to see a little bit of a pickup from there. I keep going back to it, but Ethan's popping back up with a name one starter they beat this month. They beat Jake Allen, who's an amazing goaltender, like earlier this week. So I'm done with hearing the whole Caps can't beat a good team. They beat a great team and a great goaltender earlier this week. Adam, we have a
gift. Getting a little feisty here. You're getting upset here.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Like, I love conversation in sports, but I like meaningful dialogue, and it feels like there's. I mean, who knows? I might be completely in the wrong on this one, but it feels a little bit like rage bait. So I'm trying to ignore it, but also at the same time, I can't say I really buy it. Well, someone just makes outrageous claims without backing it up with anything. But Adam, we've received a gift to the show in the form of some Teeny Mates. A day one subscriber has wished us a happy new year with some Teeny Mates. And it is tough to open some Teeny Mates sometimes. So we've also been gifted some hockey scissors. These are pretty awesome. I say we go for it. We open one right up. Again, these are the 2026 Teeny Mates.
New edition.
Right?
New edition.
Wow. So a new edition right here. I want to hear some predictions. In the chat. Who is gonna be the people we pull from the Teeny Mates? It's 2 mystery players in here. Each team's best player is the person on the Teeny Mate. What we're going for today is the red glow in the dark Alex Ovechkin. It's the rarest one. Let's see who we get. Adam,
come on.
Adam, what's your prediction? Who are we gonna open here on the show?
You know what? It's December 31st, Josh. We're going to get that of Alex Ovechkin. I'm feeling it today. I got it in my arms. I got it in my veins. I'm feeling it. Come on.
All right, we're going to open 2 packs. The first one is LA Kings player Adrian Kempe.
Called it. I called it. Not really, but
Not not even close. And then the second one will open comes from the Colorado Avalanche.
Nathan McKinnon,
Nah,
Kale McCarr.
Nisas. No, 88 Nisas. I don't know who this is. Best team in the league, and we don't know. Yeah.
Nacius. I forgot how you pronounce it.
Nacius.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. So we did not pull the Alex Ovechkin this week. We're going to open up one more teammates at the end of the episode. Make sure to stick around for that. Ross and Tyler, welcome into the chat. Love to see you here. We just opened up our...
Yeah. Go ahead. You can keep going.
I was just saying, we just opened up our teammates. And Tyler, the World Baseball Classic, yes, we're going to get to it in a matter of minutes. And so we're actually going to, with this, I think, pivot into the baseball portion of the podcast. And for anyone out there who might be a hockey listener, I urge you to stick around because it's never been a better. It's never, Tyler. It's never been a better.
Josh, before we enter the MLB, you NHL fans, stay right here. I got a couple claims to make. Okay.
All right.
I just want to say, Capitals as they enter the new year, we're gonna go 3-0 in the next 3 games. Josh, Capitals are gonna beat the Sens tomorrow at a great 1:00 game. Tune into that one, guys. Sens tomorrow, right, Senators? Correct?
Yeah, Sens.
Yeah. January 1st, great matchup there. Then tune into the game against the Blackhawks Saturday at 7. It's going to be a great one. The Capitals are going to beat Connor Bedard before Tom Wilson and Logan Thompson soon enter into the February Winter Olympics. But then the Ducks will be coming back to the Capitals Monday at 7. Going to be a tough matchup there as we play pretty tight schedule, back to back, not fully back to back, but it's going to be a tight schedule there. But another claim I want to make, Josh, is the Winter Classic is being ruined. Yeah, Josh. It's sad to see. The Winter Classic this year will be played on Friday in Florida, in an indoor stadium at the Marlins Stadium. It's sad. The Winter Classic has never been played indoors. It's an outdoor event in the snow, in the cold. These guys have their eye black on. They're fighting for their lives out here in this rigid temperature.
Yeah.
And they have these fun jerseys, and it's not all about publicity like it is now. Like, I get it, the NHL, maybe they're gaining more publicity from making it in Florida because all these famous people will come and they'll post it on their Instagram and everything, and the NHL will start to get more viewership maybe from this one game. But keep it fun. Make it in Toronto again or Ottawa or something.
I'll hop in right here just to explain. Yeah, the Winter Classic is played on New Year's Day every year. 2 hockey teams, they play in a stadium. They build a rink in the stadium, and you can pack a lot of people. They were in MetLife last year or 2 years ago, and they packed like thousands and thousands of fans into those stadiums. I'm not going to lie. I'm okay with it being in Miami. Sure, indoor stadium, whatever, but you got to change it up a little bit, and you got to add appeal. And so, yeah, they're going beach with it this year, but it's still exciting because you're still going to get that same energy.
You're indoors.
Sure, okay, you're indoors, sure. But I think that, sure, like part of like the allure is like, oh, we're sitting outside freezing cold watching hockey. But at the same time, I'm all for the NHL moving it around and giving the fans in Florida some opportunity to see it. And then we can go out west. We can bring it back up north. It should go everywhere. It shouldn't just be a couple cities get jurisdiction of the event. You know what I'm saying?
No, not. I fully agree with you. Not a couple cities. It shouldn't just be where it's fully freezing and snowing. It should be in places where they can handle having it outdoors and it's not going to melt. The ice isn't going to melt. They shouldn't do it in Florida. There's a couple cities where you just shouldn't have it. It's not call it something else. You should have a Winter Classic along with a Summer Classic. You can call your Florida game a Summer Classic, but it's not the Winter Classic. The Winter Classic is an outdoor game. This is not an outdoor game. I'm frustrated by it. I agree with you, Tyler. It should be about the fans. And they're making this too much about publicity. They're making this too much about getting new viewership and not about the fans who love this game, who fight for this game, who want to see an outdoor game on New Year's. And that's not what I'm seeing. I'm going to be watching this. I'm still going to watch it because it's going to be fun. But it's going to be this indoor game with, like, in Florida? Really? That's what you're getting with NHL? Come on.
I see that.
See where I'm coming from, though?
I'll buy that because I understand, especially for people who just love the sport. They want to see it outside, and it's true, Ethan. It is just to make them money. Special giveaways, special jerseys, like ticket prices. Everyone wants to buy the special jersey. But at the same time, like that's what it's for. But at the same time, it should be for the fans, and I understand disappointment there. Someone else who was once for the fans. Let's head on over to baseball. Anthony Rendon. He is no longer for the fans. This guy won the World Series with the Washington Nationals in 2019. Signed $200+ million. That was a $245 million deal, like 7 years with the Angels, and he flopped and his career's over. He just never got healthy, never was productive for them, had some PR issues, some altercations with fans saying he never liked playing baseball. It's just a job for him. It's nothing more. It's not fun. It's just like what he does to make money. So he retired, or hasn't retired, but the Angels have bought out the rest.
To explain, he hasn't fully retired, but the Angels restructured his contract, pushing a lot of his money into the future where they said he's not going to play another game for the Angels. It's pretty much a no-go for Rendon for the Angels, and I don't see him signing anywhere else. Looks like his career is coming to an end, but possibility maybe of a one-day signing with the Nationals. Maybe retires in that, Josh?
No, because that's not what the Nats
so?
need to be. That's not what the Nats need to be focused on right now. None of the original ownership, besides just the owners and Lerner, but none of the front offices that really was like there and instrumental in getting Rendon up is there anymore. And the Nats have so much more to focus on right now, besides just like a washed up third baseman from the Angels. Oh, maybe he could retire with a curly W on his chest. Because right now the Nats
not a 1 year signing. It's just a 1 day signing just to say he retired.
Yeah, one day signing, but. One day signing, fine, but to me, I see that as a distraction right now. I see that as that's not something we need to be focused on. We're coming out of the winter meetings. We're 2 months away from the World Baseball Classic. Tyler Portnoy, we'll get there in a sec. And so we need to be focused on developing our players, bolstering they just finished filling out their coaching slot. So they've been busy. And now we need to figure out who else we're going to sign, who we can pick up in different trades or free agent signings, because the Nats, they need to make forward progress this year. It's not an option to just stay back like they have. It's not an option to regress even past how they regressed last season. It's not an option right now. You have new ownership. The fans have a lot of faith in Paul Taboni at the helm. They have that new GM now as well, who gave an interview yesterday at the MLB Network. He was great. It's not the time. It's not the time. They need to move forward, and I can't stress enough. If we have close games and a guy like Orlando Ribalta comes in to like hold down, like that's not going to work for the Nats right now. The Nats need to add legitimacy, and they need to do it fast, because they're in a weird spot where right now they're very much looped in with the Rockies, the White Sox, the bottom of the league. They can quickly get into that next tier. Not great teams, but that next tier of like passable, decent teams like the Marlins are right now. They need to get the heck out of the bottom. Riley Jade, I disagree respectfully that the Nats can't win.
Don't know what you're saying,
but
I don't know what you're saying. We did win a World Series without Bryce Harper, but it's okay.
So yeah, Adam, let's get into the World Baseball Classic. There's never been a better time to be a fan of baseball, because the best athletes in baseball right now are coming up, and they're all about to play for much more pride than just the team that they're signed to. It's where they come from and where their family's from. And so for them to return to the World Baseball Classic, which is basically the Olympics for baseball, and play for their countries, you're going to get such great performances. And these kinds of tournaments are where legends are made. It's not about like, oh, they had this one really good outing in July and then we went to the All-Star break, whatever. No, that's not where legends in the MLB develop. Legends come out when the lights are the brightest and the stage is the largest, and they're able to come out and they're able to deliver 8 shutout innings. They're able to fan the best hitters in the league. That is where legends are made, and I think that we're going to see a lot of great breakout performances this year, and so I'm looking forward. Adam, what team do you have on your radar? And for everyone watching in the chat, what team do you have on your radar to take the entire thing this year?
Do you mean like who's my top gun? Who do I think is going to win it this year?
Yeah.
Or like an underrated?
I say, who do you think is going to flat out win it this year?
Josh, everybody's going to flash at me, be like, oh, hometown, home that. Team USA looks incredible.
USA. A. Yes, they're
How
so good. They're
how
stacked.
good do they look? How good do they look this year? They
Very
look
good.
incredible. Last World Baseball Classic, you saw Japan take that one. Incredible matchup against USA. But Trout versus Otani, it's gonna be Trout and a bunch of other amazing players versus Otani. It's not just one guy.
Dude, USA has Tarek Skubal, Paul Skeens, 1-2 punch to start the rotation.
Yeah,
Those are two
that's
Cy
better.
Young.
That's better than Shohei Yamamoto. I take that any day.
Those are legitimately the two Cy Young Award winners this year. And just going back at Paul Skeens in the MLB, the best baseball league on the planet, posted a sub-2 ERA, which means every nine innings he averaged giving up under 2 runs, which is unheard of. I mean, like there was guys in the Nats like Mitchell Parker giving up 8 runs every 9 innings. No, this guy is giving up under 2, and that's especially important. He plays for a really bad team in the Pittsburgh Pirates, and when your offense doesn't quite get going, it's so easy to then, like, as a pitcher, slide into that too. But Paul Skeens is that elite that no matter who he's playing or what surroundings he's in, he's been so good. And so for him and Tarek Skubal to stifle some other offense, like Team Dominican Republic, their offense is off the charts insane. They legitimately, what'd you say?
But their pitching, though. Their pitching
Well,
worries me a little bit. Their pitching worries me because
their
their
pitching's
top
not
guy,
as good.
Sandy Alcantara, and you don't see the top.
Sandy Alcantara, yeah, he's
Sandy Alcantara is fine.
Alcantara. I think Ross in the chat.
Either way,
would agree.
Alcantara, I don't care.
Alcantara, no, but Sandy Alcantara is no match for the Team USA roster. So if Skeens and Skubal are able to do what they do, especially in like games against like Team Japan's gonna be good. Do not sleep on them because they have great pitching coming from Yamamoto, Shohei, and then they also have hitting coming from people like Shohei, Murakami, who's on the White Sox, who just signed to the White Sox. Like they have really good players, but when USA has great pitching and great players, they're gonna be untouchable.
Yeah, Josh, before I run to the bathroom real quick, as you're going to stall the fans, as I got to make a quick pee. But I want to say that Shohei he's not the same pitcher as he once was. When they won the World Baseball Classic and Shohei versus Trout was that crazy matchup at the end of the game, Shohei was a much better pitcher than he is right now. He's post-injury right now. He's not the same pitcher. He can't pitch as many innings as he did before. He's not going to be able to be a guy who can be in the relief, can do what Sasaki was doing, can do what Yamamoto was doing. Yamamoto in the World Series, again, I want to talk about it. He's just kept coming out of the bullpen game after game, day after day. Shohei can't do that, and though it is a big upgrade that they have Yamamoto this year for Japan, someone who can do what he did in the World Series. And I think both those guys that want to win it so much for Japan. Dominican guys are going to want to win it. The USA guys are going to want it. Venezuela, Cuba, all these top teams. It's going to be really fun to watch.
All right, Adam, go to the bathroom. I'll take it for a minute or two here. Well, I mean, I want to hear a little bit more from the chat. Either who do you guys think could win the World Baseball Classic this year, or just do you have anything on your radar that you want us to talk about? When Adam gets back, we're gonna head right into Career Path, which is an amazing game. Stick around and play that with us. But you guys have anything on your minds? I'm sure Tyler has something that he'd like us to discuss that we haven't gotten to yet. In the meantime, reading off of the script here, Adam wrote down 104-year-old Army vet national anthem performance at Islanders game. So we talked about that now. That happened, I guess. Is there anything else? Anything else we should touch on? 2026 coming right around the corner. Hopefully a turning point for DC in terms of sports. The Commanders had a really disappointing season this year. The Caps, they're about to get really hot. I can just tell. The Nats hopefully going to make some strides this year. So let's see what happens. Caps come back with a great second half of the season. The Nats make some strides towards development. The Wizards amid a rebuild. The Commanders come back better next season. DC sports can be on the up and up. But Adam, the fans are clamoring for it. Let's head right into Career Path, and let's see if I can work a miracle here on New Year's Eve.
All right, you guys know it. You love it. It's Career Path, right? I give Josh where the player played, their teams, and he's got to guess the player. It's simple, guys. All right, so this is gonna be a pitcher, Josh. This is gonna be a relief pitcher, but somebody I think you should still get. Okay. All right, so let's go into it. He started his career with the Boston Red Sox from 2005 to 2011. Then headed over to the Phillies from 2012 to 2015, and then was traded in 2015 to the Nationals, where he was there through 2016, and then he retired. Okay, so we have a 2005, 2016 career, 2 years with the Nationals, 1.5 years with the Nationals. Relief pitcher. This guy was always in the news. He was just making trouble, kind of.
Making trouble, you say? I'm just gonna guess Jonathan Papelbon and just call it there. Well, tell me, is that correct?
It is correct, Josh. It is Jonathan Papelbon.
Jonathan
Yes.
Papelbon, yeah, relief pitcher making trouble in the news. That is Jonathan Papelbon for you. I remember one time he and Bryce Harper got into a little fight in the dugout, and Papelbon legitimately just started choking out Bryce Harper in front of everyone. That guy's always been
to
in
give
the news.
to give some context to that, it was Bryce Harper hit a ground ball and didn't run out of the box. He just kind of walked to first base and let himself be out. And Papelbon, being a guy who he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks, just started yelling at Bryce Harper, started a fight, almost strangled him there, and it caused a lot of trouble within the dugout.
And Jonathan Papelbon too is a MLB relief pitcher. Like, he wouldn't have been able to touch a fastball up there at the plate. So I don't know if he's in an amazing position to be giving out advice. But thanks for all the love in the chat for getting Papelbon there. Yeah, Ross, I was beginning to touch on the Wizards a little bit, and Tyler, that's true. They are close to being their record last year. Like, you look at the record, you're like, okay, this is a pretty poopy team right now. But like, if you hear what the management's saying, you can't always trust management. But like, they're just asking for a little bit more time. But they seem to have a vision. DC Sports can be on the up and up. Capital One Arena is getting renovated in 3 years. It's going to look futuristic.
Yeah, the Commanders are having a new stadium.
In 10 years, are the Caps just going to, or is DC Sports just going to be filled with dynasties? Like, here's the thing. We're far from that
Josh,
right
Commanders
now.
coming to DC. We're going to have everybody
Right?
in DC. It's going to be great.
The new RFK Stadium. And here's the thing. The Nats right now, they're not close to building a quote-unquote dynasty right now, right? They're not close. But, and the Caps, the Caps are sort of a dynasty, but like not really like a sports dynasty. And the Commanders aren't right now either. But you look at the young core, you look at how much potential they have. And I'm not saying every team needs to be a dynasty, but I'm saying you got a franchise guy, Jaden Daniels. You got Ryan Leonard, a future captain, and you have McMichael. You have all this youth in the Cap system. You have Cole Hudson, who's doing okay after taking a puck to the throat during the World Juniors. And then you look at the Nats. You have James Wood. Right now you have C.J. Abrams. You have Robert Hatzler. You have all these guys. You have Dylan Cruz. These are potential dynasty people. And I'm not saying it's all going to work out, but I'm saying in 10 years, there might be legitimately multiple dynasties playing in like futuristic arenas in DC. DC could be the sports capital of the world.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. You're living in DC. You got all these guys. You're like kind of like Boston. I would like to say, like, they got the Celtics for these years. I mean, the Patriots. You got the Red Sox.
Yeah, Boston. Honestly, in my opinion,
Bruins. Can't forget the Bruins. I mean, got all these teams, man. Bruins had their years.
They've had their years, and they also have years ahead of them. But honestly, Boston's shocked me. Like, they've honestly on my map come out of absolutely nowhere. The Red Sox last year, Patriots last year, terrible. Bruins were just okay, and the Celtics were obviously great. But they were like, okay, we have basketball and like what else? But all of a sudden this year, I'm like, whoa, the Red Sox are in the playoffs. The Celtics are a great basketball team still. The Bruins are handling their business for them, and the Patriots are like the best team in the AFC. I'm like, what?
No, but
okay,
we can leave it at that. But
the Patriots and the Bills are the top two teams in the AFC. Is how I'll leave it for Adam. But
say Bills first, but yeah. Bills and the Patriots.
There are two top teams in the AFC, and one of them includes the Patriots. But like that happened in an offseason just like that. And 2 years ago, the Caps in an offseason just like that came around. So I'm not saying the Nats are just an offseason away from winning, and the Wizards are, but like things don't have to.
You're saying it's possible.
I'm saying it's possible.
I'm
saying, and I'm going to stand up now as I start to get very excited, thinking about some wins coming towards the sports. I join you to stand too. Everyone can rise. But all of a sudden, it's like, is it so far away anymore? Is it 10 years away, or can it be 3 or 4 years away? And I start to get excited because I'm thinking about it. And I say, honestly, like, DC can be on top fast.
It's really coming, Josh, and it's going to be exciting. I think it'll happen. I want you guys to put in the comment. Do you think DC Sports is on the rise or on the decline?
Or even how many years until DC Sports can reach that peak? I want to hear from you guys. In the meantime, I think that'll bring us to the end. We're just going to quickly open one more pack of teammates and share some thoughts with you heading into the new year. We'll start with those thoughts. Again, we said it last week. We'll say it again this week. Adam and I started this podcast in the hopes of building a community around the teams we love, kind of the teams that we love that brought us together. We want to help bring other people together, and building a community around a passion such as sports, strong passion such as DC Sports. It's so meaningful to us. So every like, every comment, every email from a fan, every time someone reaches out and tells us that we've had just the smallest impact on them, it's so meaningful to Dingers and Dashers, and that's exactly why we do it, and that's exactly why we do it every week. And we want to hear from all you guys. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And moving into the new year, and you guys are the day ones. And like we said last week, with y'all as our fans, we go right to the top, right? We can become the best sports podcast in the world. And that doesn't happen without your viewership and support. And with our passion and drive, and with you guys, I don't see what's going to stop us. So heading into 2026, we're only a couple months old. But I'm going to say now, heading into 2026, by the end of 2026, we hope to be a big podcast, and we hope to have each and every one of you on board. I'm calling it, Adam. Dingers and Dashers to become the #1 podcast in the DMV by the end of next year, and not even Ethan in the chat can neglect that or tell us that that's wrong, because we will be.
We sure will. And before we leave, guys, I want to leave you with a meaningful moment from the sports week. It was really fun. 104-year-old Army veteran performed the national anthem on the flute. Did you see that, Josh? At an Islanders game?
I did talk about it while you were in the bathroom, yes.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I missed that. It was meaningful, guys. That was a meaningful moment for me. It was really cool to see.
Real quick, let's see. Meets Matt says, when will the Nats make a big free agent signing? I mean, the easy answer is whenever they do, because I don't honestly know exactly what the game plan is. We know scouting and development is huge for the Nats with this new ownership, so they might be looking to make it more of an internal homegrown operation. So maybe soon. I hope before the New Year's, but I honestly think we need a little bit more information from the ownership group to really get an idea. And hopping over here. You're great, grade 8, if you will. We thank you so much for the teammates and all the love. And Riley Jade sent to watch from my boyfriend who loves you guys. Y'all are super good at this, actually entertaining to watch. Fire. Thank you a lot for that.
Thank you.
It does mean a lot to hear that this genuinely has made you happy to watch this. So Adam, going into 2026, we're going to take one more shot at pulling the red Ovechkin. We're going to open it up. Let's see. Can we open up the red Ovi teammate? Here we go. We have Macklin Celebrini out of the Sharks.
That's a fun one. Just made Team Canada there.
That is a fun one. He's one of the best players in the game to watch. And it's not going to be Ovi. We're going to have to... No, we're not settling for Sergachev coming out of the... Utah Mammoth. No, we're opening one more. We're not ending on Sergachev.
We're ending on a good one. Come on.
We're going into the new year on a good note.
I maybe would have ended on Celebrini.
I definitely would have ended on
just
Celebrini.
Just made Team Canada. Yeah, just made Team Canada. Great player. Looks like
off the Buffalo Sabres. Last name Power. I don't know who that is. Got a real bunch of.
We're not ending on a Sabre. Not ending on a Sabre.
Can we even end on a Penguin?
Do you have another?
What a terrible. That's so bad. We're okay.
Malkin's one of my least favorite players ever.
We were gonna do one teammate per week. We're burning through the last teammate here because we're not ending on a player that comes out of Buffalo or a player that comes out of Pittsburgh or a player on the Utah Mammoth. You 365 days ago, you didn't exist. So we're gonna open.
That's
we're gonna open
bad. I hate
more.
Malkin.
We got Brady Tkachuk.
I'll take a little Brady Tkachuk. I like him. I really like him.
He's a fun player. And then the last player we're going to go with right here is Kaprizov off the Minnesota Wild.
Oh, I'll take that, yeah.
I'll take that with flying.
Great name.
I'll take it with flying color. Riley J in the chat. Quite humorous. But, yeah. That's a pretty good haul. That's all we have. Dingers and Dashers 2026. We love you guys. We thank you all so much for tuning in. Hey, guess what? We'll be back here next Wednesday with a usual recorded episode, but we're going to hope to go live a lot more soon. Go check out our Instagram. Go check out our TikTok, our Discord. We're not on Facebook yet, but TBD. And thank you all so much for watching. I've been Josh. That's Adam. Have a very happy New Year's, everybody. We will see you later.